Hey, whippersnappers, it's Tortimer the Great. Welcome back to another exciting new series here on Tortimer the Great Gaming. Today we are starting out a series I've been planning for quite some time, and I was actually originally planning it as a Patreon exclusive series, but we're going to be doing something else for the Patreons on the side. The reason why we're doing this series, which is going to be a Pokemon Yellow Dice Lock. Now, the Dice Lock is a Nuzlocke variant. It was actually developed by our good friend Erin Cerise. She's been a friend of the channel for a long time, and she developed this very interesting Nuzlocke variant where random number generators and things like that come into play with some of your, some of the different Nuzlocke rules. And we'll dig into that in just a second. But part of the reason why we are doing this series now, a lot of you may be wondering, now why are you doing this and not Hexath'locke Season 6? If you guys have been following me either on Twitter or I think I've even mentioned it in some videos and things like that, having some technical difficulties with Hexath'locke Season 6, we were originally going to be able to borrow a capture card from one of our friends. In order to do that, that ended up falling through for one reason or another. But in the end, I totally understand why that fell through. But it does leave me in a position where I don't really have a good backup plan for how to do Hexath'locke Season 6. And I know I said if we don't get a capture card, we'll just do Black and White 2 as Hexath'locke Season 6, because that's another main series game, and it's a different story. But honestly, you guys know me, I'm not a fan of Gen 5, and I'm not at a point right now, after just completing a Gen 5 game with Pokemon Black, or Pokemon White, in order to jump into another Gen 5 game. I can't make myself do that right now. And so right now I'm looking for how could I make Gen 6 work, because I really wanted to play through Gen 6 again. Or maybe finding a cool fan game that maybe shakes up the region and the Pokemon and things like that. Something that would have a fun, unique feel. But in the meantime, we are going to be playing until I get that all figured out, and Hexath'locke Season 6 is going to happen. It'll probably end up being next spring now, but it is going to happen, so please don't freak out. Hexath'locke Season 6 is happening. But in the meantime, I figured we'd do a fun little playthrough of one of these great older games, Pokemon Yellow, and we're going to be using the Nuzlocke variant of the Dice Lock. So let's quickly go through what the rules of the Dice Lock are, and then we'll jump into this series, alrighty? So, Dice Lock rules are very similar to the Nuzlocke rules, so we're going to skim through some of these first ones, but once we get down the list, it's going to get a little more difficult. So, if a Pokemon faints, number one, if a Pokemon faints, it is considered dead and must be boxed. Okay? So, well, Erin's original rule says released, but for me, you guys know me, I always like to box my Pokemon so we can go back and see how good or bad we did during the series. Either way, they can never be used again. Those Pokemon are dead. They are no longer usable on your team. Alright, rule number 2, only the first encounter in each new area is eligible for capture. And we have our normal Dupes Clause activated, so we get up to, I think we get 2 additional attempts to find a Pokemon that is not a duplicate Pokemon. And Shiny Clause is active, and for me, Shiny Clause always means you can catch it even if it's not the first encounter, but you must make it part of your team. So in the past, that's kind of come back to bite us a little bit. We had like a shiny Butterfree, which boss was good. But I mean, if we find a shiny, Weedle or something, it's got to be on the team. Whether it's the rotating team or the regular team, it has to be used regularly. So it has to go on the team if we catch a shiny. That isn't the first encounter. If it is the first encounter, then it doesn't really matter, I guess. Gift Pokemon may be used, but they will count towards that area encounter if taken. So, in Pokemon Yellow, we actually get a chance to get all 3 Kanto starters at one point or another. But in order to take, like, Charmander on Route 3, I think is where it is, we would have to have Charmander be our encounter for Route 3. And I don't remember if Charmander's on Route 3, but just as an example, okay? Get Bulbasaur in Cerulean City, because I think that's where Bulbasaur is, then Bulbasaur would have to be the encounter for Cerulean City. We couldn't have already caught a Pokemon in Cerulean City and then get Bulbasaur. Alright, and then the last part of 2 that Erin has put in here, it says kill all legendaries. So in the past, we haven't really used legendaries, but if it's the first encounter in an area, we've allowed ourselves to catch them. But as part of her particular challenge here, we have to kill all legendaries. So that's what we're going to be doing there. Okay, so then here we get into, that's kind of the main Nuzlocke rules. Obviously, we will be doing nicknaming and all that as is typical with Nuzlocke rules, but it's not generally a rule necessarily. So number 3, in each new area, so this is where the dice lock comes in. In each new area, run a random number generator set from 1 to 40, so we have 40 different potential rolls. So we'll roll 1 through 40, and the corresponding roll from the rolls list must be followed immediately. Okay, so on the rolls list, I'm not going to go through every single one of these guys with you guys right now, but, and I'll scroll over real quick, but you know, things like, okay, if we roll a 1 through 40, if we get a 1, we don't get to catch a Pokemon in that area. If we get a 2, we can't use HP restoring items while in battle in that area. So if like on Route 1, we roll a number 1, we can't catch any Pokemon on Route 1, and we gotta just move on. You know, there are, so that's a route-specific roll. There are also region-specific rolls. Okay, so let me find a region-wide rule. Okay, so number 6. If we roll a 6, you may only buy up to 12 items at each mart starting now. Okay, so that's a region-wide rule. So that means no matter what Pokemart we go into, we can only buy 12 items maximum at that Pokemart for like the rest of the game. All right, and there are certain roles which will remove region-wide rules. You know, rule number 13 though. So some of them. Well, most of them are not beneficial. Most of them are things that will add challenge to the game. So, you know, like rule number 13, a random Pokemon in your party is now dead. Of course, it says there is an exception to this. Ignore this rule if you only have 1 or 2 Pokemon left. So if we're down to 2 Pokemon, and we get that roll, we don't have to kill one of our Pokemon. But if we have more than 2 Pokemon, one of our Pokemon is just dead, no matter what we've been doing in battle. Rule number 14, we must permabox our strongest member. That's a region-wide rule. And so, you know, some of these things, again, there will be rolls that will remove region-wide rules, some that will add them. It's going to be a much more difficult challenge than we have typically done as part of the Nuzlocke, on this channel at least. Okay, so we do that. Rules mark region-wide rules must be followed in all areas of the game until otherwise ruled. All other rules are only valid for the areas in which they are generated. I would imagine with the exception of like that one where your Pokemon is dead, that Pokemon's just dead. Multiple locations sharing the same area name are counted as a single area. I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue in this particular game, but in other games it would be. If at any point the player is found in violation of an active rule, so here we go. If on Route 1, I roll, you know, may not use HP restoring items in battle here. So we get a 2. We roll HP restored because we can't use potions and stuff. If I forget that that rule is in place and I accidentally, well, I guess accidentally or intentionally, it would depend. If we violate that rule in any way, so say I'm battling a Pidgey and my Pokemon is real low, and so I just, on reflex, use the potion that we got from our PC. In that instance, we would have violated the rule no HP restoring items to be used on this route. So then we would have to go down, we have 1 through 40 for challenge rolls, and then we also have punishment rolls. So if we violate a rule at any point, we then have to take a punishment roll. 1 through 5, I'll run through these very quickly just so you guys get a flavor of what we would potentially have to do with our punishments. Okay, so if we roll a 1, we must toss 10 items from our bag, or as many as we can. If we have less than 10, we toss as many as we can. Or like key items, we can't toss key items, things like that. The nearest Pokemon Center is now off limits if we roll a 2. So if we're in Viridian and we get a punishment roll, we can no longer use the Viridian Pokemon Center ever again. Ever again, we can never use the Viridian Pokemon Center. And this is not affected by the region-wide rules effect. So punishments are just in place. We get punished for violating the rules. Number 3, choose a random party Pokemon. Replace one of that Pokemon's good moves with the weakest TM/HM move it can learn, or with its next awful level up move. If nothing awful is available in a good amount of time, pick a different random Pokemon or roll again for a new punishment. So say we have, I don't even know what's a bad, so cut or rock smash or some of these really bad HMs or whatever. You know, if we're at the Elite Four and we mess up and we have to do a punishment rule, we then have to teach one of our random Pokemon a cut or something, and then we're stuck with it. Number 4, the nearest Pokemart is off limits, so we can never shop there again. Similar to number 2 with the Pokemon Center, we can never use that Pokemart again. And number 5, a random Pokemon in your party is boxed, or a number of Pokemon among your party and box Pokemon. So all the Pokemon you have, whether on your party or in the PC, is now dead. So we would assign each Pokemon a number, and then we would hit the random number generator, and whatever Pokemon it tells us is that Pokemon is now dead. So, and this one says, as opposed to the challenge roll, which would give us a random dead Pokemon, unless you have 2 or fewer, this one says, if this results in the death of your last Pokemon, then too bad you lose. So that one's the most extreme of the punishment rolls. It doesn't matter if you have 1 Pokemon left or not. If you break a rule and you get a 5, you're out of luck. Challenge over, game over. So this is definitely going to be a lot to keep track of. It's going to be much more challenging than like the Hexath'locke and the Little Lock were. Those are fun variants, but not nearly as challenging as some of these other ones. So if any point a player is found in violation of an active rule, the players immediately attempt to do whatever possible to reverse the results of their infraction. Next, so say I caught a Pokemon on a route where I had rolled that I couldn't catch a Pokemon, I have to go release that Pokemon. Okay, so on top of, releasing that Pokemon, then I get one of those punishment rolls. I'm gonna skip 4A. It says if the infraction is particularly severe, but that's something that like would be up to me to determine. I don't know, if it says if an infraction is particularly severe, go directly to punishment number 5. So we would have to auto kill a Pokemon, and I don't know what infraction could possibly be so severe that I would be like, okay, we need to do that. So we're gonna skip that one probably. If the player violates a punishment rule, now this one we will do. If a player violates a punishment rule, so say we went and healed in a Pokemon Center that had been shut down, we could no longer use that punishment or that Pokemon Center because of a punishment rule. But if we do use it, if we violate that punishment rule, we have to immediately kill a Pokemon, which we are going to stick to just to keep us honest. If a viewer notices a valid violation and points it out before the next video, that viewer may choose a punishment from the list to be carried out ASAP. So if I happen to violate a rule and I don't notice it, but one of you guys do, you guys can go ahead and call me on it, and I will let you guys determine what punishment roll we need to take, or which punishment from the list. We won't do a roll. We'll just, if you guys find it and I don't, if I don't catch it myself, then you guys get to determine what punishment we get. All right, and then as always, the challenge rules do not take effect until the player receives Pokeballs. So we will not be starting the challenge until Pokeballs are in our possession, where we have the opportunity to catch another Pokemon and all that. So let's go ahead and get started here. We are going to jump into the game. Oop, come on. Yes, I know. Here we go. I did a little bit of playtesting earlier just because it's been a while since I've played this game. Hello there. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People call me the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited by creatures called Pokemon. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others use them for fights. Myself, I study Pokemon as a profession. First, what is your name? Alright, so we gotta get our name in here. Normally in the Hexath'locke we would just be Tortimer, but I feel like enough people know me as Tort that we can just get away with Tort here in the dice lock, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Perfect. Right, so your name is Tort. This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you were a baby. What's his name again? And we are gonna name him, we're gonna go ahead and just stick with the standard blue. I think that'll end up working out just fine. All right. Perfect. That's right, I remember now. His name is Blue. Tort, your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go! Alright, so we wake up in our little 2-color bedroom. We are going to jump right on the PC as we do every morning because we are addicts, and we are going to draw out that potion because You've got to. You just have to. You gotta get that potion going. Let me make sure we actually got it. Yeah, okay. So we've got our potions going here. We are gonna now head out into Pallet Town. Pallet Town's a nice purple teal color. And we are gonna just run right through the grass because we gotta get this going. Hey, wait! That was close. Wild Pokemon live in tall grass. I think I've had 3 voices for Oak today. I apologize. But he jumps into battle here, and we get attacked by this Pikachu, which he is going to throw a Pokeball at and catch. So that works out for us because, well, I'll let you see. Yeah, we'll find out here in a minute. All right, so let's head on down. Beautiful. Gramps, I'm fed up waiting. Blue, why are you here already? I said for you to come by. Whatever, just wait. There's so many voices, can't do them right. Look, Tort, do you see that ball on the table? It's called a Pokeball. I'm Mr. DNA. It holds Pokemon inside. You may have. Come on and take. All right. Voices may not end up working out. Gramps, what about me? Be patient, Blue. I'll give you one later. All right, so we get to come over here. Oh, almost ran out of the building. So we get to come over here. We're gonna take this Eevee, but Blue runs over like a jerk and kicks our butt out of the way, and then he takes that Eevee for himself. So we come back and talk to Oak, and we are gonna be given a Pikachu. That same Pikachu that we just caught, actually. So would we like to give a nickname to Pikachu? Yes. We're gonna name this Pikachu after one of my favorite book characters. We're gonna name it Fiver. Fiver is, you guys, if you've been watching me for any length of time, you know one of my favorite books is The Watership Down, and Fiver is a rabbit in that book. And Pikachu's kind of a rabbity kind of character. So, alright. Now what we need to do is we need to attempt to leave, and then we are going to go ahead and battle Gary here. Now we did pick up that potion, so we can use it, although realistically if we wanted to save it, we could, given that the challenge, again, does not start until we get Pokeballs. So, ooh, buddy. Eevee, Manx. Okay. Hope this kills. Come on, kill. Yes, critical hit. Fiver for the win. Awesome. Learn that Tau Whip. Doing good. Alrighty. So that works out. Picked the wrong Pokemon. Well, yeah. Sorry, Gary. Torque Ramp. Smell you later. Okay, so he's gonna run on out. What? Would you look at that? It's odd. Oh, Pikachu just popped out of its ball. It's odd, but it appears that your Pikachu just likes Pokeballs. You should just keep it with you. That should make it happy. You can talk to it and see how it feels about you. Oh, let's see how Pikachu feels about us. What a little diva. Alright, so this game introduces the initial conception of the Pokemon wandering behind you game mechanic, which I loved so much in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and I wish they would bring it back. I don't know in the most recent 3D formats if it would really work all that well, but I think that would be something that I would really appreciate. Okay, so given that the challenge doesn't start until we get Pokeballs, we're gonna quickly run up and do the parcel quest, and then we will start doing our rolls. So we will have, when we come back to Pallet Town after the parcel quest, I believe we get our Pokedex and some Pokeballs, and so at that point we will start up the challenge and we will start doing our rolls for the specific area. So just so you're aware, I'm not missing the rolls. We will be doing those here very shortly. Alright, so we'll head on up. Actually, I think that gives us another potion. We should probably double back. Well, on our way back down, we'll go ahead and do that. But Fiver is pretty well equipped for this early game Pidgey action, getting those Thunder Shocks going, which is awesome. Alright, so we need to head over here to the Pokemart. Hey, you, came from town? You know Professor Oak, right? His order came in. Will you take it to him? Torque got Oak's parcel. Alright, so we got the parcel. We'll be able to head south here now. I do want to quickly talk to that guy, get our potion from him, just so we've got it in case, because I'm pretty sure we get Pokeballs here in a minute. So just so we have the potions we need to get going, we can go ahead and do that. Once the challenge starts, we'll have those on hand. All right. See those legends? Oh wait, no, that's not the guy. He's over here, isn't he? Or is he not in this game? Oh no, that's him there. So for those of you guys, this is a, I guess if you're not familiar with Pokemon Yellow, if you were not alive or playing the games when these came out, 5 root level 7, nice. These games are a kind of semi-sequel to Pokemon Red and Blue that melds a lot of the anime aspects. So Ash having the Pikachu, you know, not there being no Pokemon left for him, so he gets a random Pikachu sort of thing. Team Rocket in this game, we do run into Jesse and James, I believe, and so there's several aspects to this game that were not previously in Red and Blue that mesh it more with the anime at the time. I think if we look at our trainer card, we might even look a little bit like Ash, I guess. I'm not really sure. He wants to ask both of us to do something. We're going to get the Pokedex here. I think we should get some Pokeballs at the same time, and then we will be able to get this challenge going here. Make a complete guide of all the Pokemon in the world. That was my dream. But I'm too old now, I can't do it. So I want you two to fulfill my dream for me. Get moving, you two. This is a great undertaking in Pokemon history.
Blue, alright Gramps, leave it all to me. Tort, I hate to say it, but I don't need you. I know, I'll borrow a town map from my sis. I'll tell her not to lend you one, Tort.
Alright, so Gary is gone, or Blue. Blue is gone. Pokemon around the world wait for you, Tort. Okay, so let's, there we go. Okay, we only have 2 potions, so we did not get any Pokeballs there, so we'll have to run up maybe and buy some? Maybe our mom gives us some? I don't remember. I feel like somebody's supposed to give me some free Pokeballs. Let's check that out. Oh, Tort, if you try Pokemon to her, they'll dislike you. You should take a rest. There we go. Oh, good. Junior Pokemon are looking great. Take care now. Got it. Alright, well, let's stop and get our town map, and then I guess we gotta head back up the hill there. Get some Pokeballs. Use the town map to find where you are. Thanks, sis, or Gary, sis, or yellow, or green, or whoever you are. Okay, so we gotta head back up the hill. I guess we're gonna have to buy our own Pokeballs, which is a little strange, but once we do that, we'll start doing our rolls. We'll head back down to Pallet, see what that has to say for us. There's not really anything left to do in Pallet, so I don't know that it really matters, but we'll definitely do it. It was an area we were at, so we'll make sure we run up and do that. Get our rolls all done for this starting area. Alrighty, so let's duck into the Pokemart. Alright, hi there. Buy. Alright, yes, we have to buy them. Got 31, 71. Let's buy 5 for now. There we go. I'm gonna buy, let's see, 3 more potions. That'll give us 5 potions. And then, as always, we'll get a few antidotes here. Don't want to be the nub who ends up in Viridian Forest and has a Pokemon poisoned to death. Okay, so we have Pokeballs now. So let's go ahead here. Okay, so we need to set our random number generator here from 1 to 40. And this is going to be our Viridian City roll, and then we'll head back down and do the rolls for the other ones. So result 14. So give me 1 second here. Let's take a look. Okay, so roll 14 is you must permabox the strongest member of your party. We only have 1 member of our party, so I'm going to count that as a free space, because as of right now, that means nothing. So, Viridian City, Viridian City, where is it? Okay, so we roll a 14, and we're just going to say free space, because at this point in time, that does not mean anything to us. We are incapable of boxing Pikachu, and that is the only member of our party currently. Alright, so let's head south. We're going to get on Route 1 here. Okay, so this is Route 1. Let's go ahead and roll again. Generate 26. So roll 26 is, you may not use Poke Center heals or similar free heals in this area unless the free heal is unavoidable. Okay, so that's a Route well, let me just scroll up. Okay, so sorry, I've got a spreadsheet where I'm keeping track of all this. So no free heals. So I would, well, no, it doesn't. So given that there are no Pokemon centers or free heals on this route, that is also kind of a free space. Now, I will probably say, okay, so we got a free potion on this route. Maybe we should drop this potion. Let's do that. I think that'll be fair. So we got a potion on this route, which is kind of a free heal. Let me find my key bindings again. All right, so I want to toss one potion. There we go. So that's the only. I mean, that is, I guess, in essence, a free heal for this route. So we've gotten rid of that one. Now we can continue to use potions and other things because there are no Pokemon centers and nobody is like, oh, let me take care of your Pokemon. Like if they'd said that, if we'd gotten that for Pallet Town, we would have had an issue because Mom gives free heals. So we wouldn't be able to use Mom to heal anymore. But let's jump in here and get our first encounter for this challenge. We get a little Rattata, level 4. Okay, so Fiber comes out. We only have Thundershock. That's our only option. Okay, so Rattata goes to about half health. His attack misses. Let's throw a Pokeball at him and get our... Oh! I don't think he can withstand another one, so let's just go ahead and throw another Pokeball here. There we go. Rattata was caught. Doo-doo-doo! Alright. New Pokedex data will be added for Rattata. Will chew away at anything with its fangs. If you see one, it is certain that 40 more live in the area. Do you want to give a nickname to Rattata? Yes. And let's nickname this Rattata. Alright, we're going to name this guy... Where is it? There we go. Come on. We're going to name him Kalos, which is a kind of random name, but... it is the name of basically like the Klingon Jesus, kind of, in Star Trek. I normally name my Rattatas Worf, which is another Klingon from Star Trek. And I figured that this will be a good homage to that. I'm going to try and use some fresh nicknames this series in order to, keep things interesting. If I name them all the same nicknames I always use, it kind of diminishes the importance of that particular Pokemon. So we're going to try and keep our nicknames kind of fresh. But we are back in Palette. We need to... Because you're still not very impressed. We need to quickly do one last roll, I think, for this episode. So 38. 38. Let's go... Let's see what 38 is. You may no longer flee from any wild encounters or use any repels anywhere in the world. So this is a region-wide rule. So Pallet Town, 38. No more fleeing. Okay, so that is a region-wide rule. So that doesn't mean in Pallet, that means ever. We can no longer run from wild encounters. Whew! Or use repels. So we have to engage in all wild encounters. That is a region-wide rule that can be potentially removed at some point, but it would have to be removed by a roll. Until that is removed by a roll, we have to do all wild encounters. So we're going to heal up from Mom here real quick, and then we are going to head up to Viridian City, and then we'll probably call it a day. But let's head up, and we'll do all of our necessary wild encounters, I guess. Get Fiber out there. We'll get the Thundershocks going. We probably should switch Kalos up as well so he can get some experience. I forget what... I think he was level 4, so he's not super low at least. Yeah, so let's switch. And if we need to switch Fiber in to help him, we can do that. But until then... We're not getting a whole lot. Not getting much. Let's do it. I want to see Kalos in action. So let's go ahead and do that. A level 6 Pidgey. Youch. Okay, so we are going to immediately switch Fiber in. Man, that would have been a nice one to have too. Fiber takes a hard hit. Let's get the Thunder Shot going. Pidgey gets the Sand Attack up. Go, 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 go. Come on, Fiber. You can do it. There we go. All right, we land that. Pidgey goes down. Kalos gets 23. We get 23. There we go. So the back sprites are all pretty much those of red and blue. They didn't really mess with the back sprites at all, but they did mess with most of the front sprites. They've been recolored, completely redesigned, and so they introduced more color into this this game. So well, I think Pikachu is so he's kind of just brown. But actually, let's high attack, high speed. There we go. Did they not have, at this point, yeah, they didn't have natures or anything. So it's all based on IVs, different stats stuff. So we don't have any natures or abilities to look at. Pikachu, let's see, higher attack than special, so that's a little disappointing, but good speed, and we'll, I'm sure we'll see things growing from there. But yeah, anyway, I think that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Come back next time. We will do a little bit more catching, potentially. And we will take on our first rival at the very least. Okay, let's see what that Pidgey's going to do. Kalos actually does pretty similar. Ooh, with the crit. Attaboy, Kalos. Kill, kill, kill. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of grinding with these guys, and then I will bring you guys back next time, and we will catch some Pokemon, we'll take on Gary for our first rival battle, and then we will we'll get going with this series. I hope you guys are excited. If you are, make sure to leave a like, guys. I look forward to seeing the support on this series. And if you guys have not already, this is going to be coming out on Mondays. Sundays is Pokemon Showdown Gray version, which is a different kind of Pokemon run I'm doing. We're using Pokemon Showdown as the basis for that run, I guess, is what we'll call it. As the platform, I guess, rather. Where I give you guys, we use the random number generator there as well, actually, and we say, okay, so, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh, okay, let's do this. There we go. Yikes! That was almost bad. Alright, we use the random number generator to say, okay, this week we're going to be doing a gym battle, and then you guys, as the viewers, create gym teams that I then have to go against. And it's a lot of fun. We've been having a great time with it. If you guys have not watched that, feel free to start up at any time. It's a really fun series. Those of us who are participating in it are really having a lot of fun battling each other. And it just comes out on Sundays, and you've got all week to get your battles in. But go ahead and watch that series. See what's going on there, and I will see you guys back here next time on Pokemon Yellow Dice Lock. Alrighty, guys. Make sure, again, to leave those likes, comments, subscriptions for me, and I'll see you all back here next time. As always, I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Have a good one.